6.5 million. That is how many homes the United Kingdom is currently missing. Not thousands. Not hundreds of thousands. 6.5 million homes. That gap has been building for 40 years. And the government, every government, has failed to close it. But here's what nobody is telling you about that gap. It is not just a crisis. For the person who understands what I'm about to show you, it is one of the greatest wealth-building opportunities available in the UK today. Stay with me, because in the next 12 minutes, I am going to change the way you see the ground beneath your feet. Welcome back to Continent Business Hubs, the channel where we equip UK entrepreneurs with the financial knowledge, the practical tools, and the kingdom foundations to build real, lasting wealth that funds God's purposes in the world. If this is your first time here, hit subscribe and make sure you turn on notifications. We publish new content every week. In today's video, I'm going to cover 4 things. First, the exact scale of the UK housing crisis and why it is not going away anytime soon. Second, what land banking is, how it actually works in the UK, and why it creates such extraordinary profit opportunities for ordinary investors. Third, the biblical foundation for land ownership, because if you're watching this channel, you know that we do not separate faith from finance. They are the same conversation. And fourth, I'm going to give you the 5-step process that every successful land banking investor follows. Step by step. By the end of this video, you will have a complete framework. Let's get into it. Let's talk about what is actually happening with UK housing. Because I want you to understand this not just as a statistic, but as a structural reality that has been 40 years in the making. In the 1980s, the UK built approximately 300,000 new homes a year. By the 2010s, that number had collapsed to around 140,000 a year. The population kept growing. The household sizes kept shrinking. More single-person households, more divorces, more people living alone, and the buildings stopped keeping up. The result? Today, the UK needs 6.5 million more homes than it has. Now, the government knows this. They have set targets. The current target is 300,000 new homes per year. But even if they hit that target every single year, which they never have, it would take over 20 years just to close the gap. And here's what that means for land. Every single one of those 300,000 homes per year needs land to be built on. And the land has to come from somewhere. That somewhere is the edge of British towns and cities. Fields, farmland, scrubland, land that today is worth £10,000 to £13,000 per acre at agricultural prices. Land that, once planning permission is granted, becomes worth £100,000 to £1 million per acre or more. That is the opportunity. And it will exist for at least the next 20 years. So let me explain exactly what land banking is, because the term gets used loosely, and I want to be precise. Land banking is the strategy of purchasing land that does not currently have planning permission for development, holding it strategically, and either applying for planning permission yourself or selling to a developer once the planning landscape shifts in your favor. Think of it this way: the land is a locked room. Planning permission is the key. Without the key, the room is worth very little. It's valued as farmland. With the key, the room is worth a fortune. It's valued as a development site. The investor's job is to identify which locked rooms are most likely to get keys and buy them before the key arrives. How do you identify that? You study the local council's planning policy. You find the local development plan, a public document freely available online, and you look at where the housing pressure is building. Where is the council failing to meet its housing targets? Where is the next plan review? Where is the edge of the settlement boundary pointing? When you find land in the right position, adjacent to a growing town, no major constraints, and a council with a housing shortfall, you buy it at agricultural prices. You hold it. You wait for the planning system to catch up with the demographic reality. And when it does, you sell or you develop. Either way, the profit can be transformational. Now I want to take a moment here and speak to something that I know some of you are wrestling with. Because this is a Kingdom Wealth Blueprint channel. And I know that many of you watching are people of faith. And some of you have been taught, maybe in church, maybe in your family, that wealth and investing are worldly. That money is the root of all evil. That a spiritual person doesn't chase profits. I want to respectfully push back on that, because that is not what the Bible actually teaches. The Bible says that the love of money is the root of all evil. not money itself. And there is a vast difference between those two things. When God gave Israel their covenant inheritance, what did he give them? Land, not a portfolio. Not gold coins. Land, because land is generational. Land is the foundation of communities. Land provides shelter, food, security, and roots for you, your children, and your children's children. Proverbs 21:20 says, "In the house of the wise are stores of choice food and oil." The wise person builds reserves. The wise person plans. The wise person stewards. And that word, steward, is the key. We are not owners. We are managers. The earth is the Lord's and everything in it. That means every acre of British farmland, every planning decision, every pound of profit belongs to him first. When you invest in land with the intention of building kingdom wealth, when you commit before God that the profits will fund his work, you are not being worldly. You are being a faithful steward. And that is the foundation that Kingdom Wealth Blueprint is built on. All right, let me give you the 5 steps. This is the core process that every successful land banking investor follows in the UK. Step 1. Research your target area. Choose a county or region. Download the local development plan for 2 or 3 councils in that area. Find out, how many homes do they need to build? Are they hitting their targets? When is the next plan review? This is your intelligence gathering phase. Step 2. Identify candidate sites. Use Rightmove Land, Seville's Rural, Auction House catalogs, and the Council's SHLAA, the Strategic Housing Land Availability Assessment, to find land that has been identified as a potential housing site but not yet formally allocated. Step 3. Score each site using a bankability framework. Is it adjacent to a settlement boundary? Does it have clear road access? Are there any showstopper constraints, flood risk, ecological designations, heritage issues? Has similar land nearby recently gained permission? You want the evidence before you spend a penny. Step 4. Why? This means building a professional team, a specialist land solicitor, an independent planning consultant, and a rural surveyor. It means doing full due diligence. And it means structuring the purchase correctly, whether that's cash, bridging a joint venture, or an option agreement. Step 5. Exit. Either sell with planning permission to a house builder, enter an option agreement before permission is secured, or develop the land yourself. Each exit has different risk and reward profiles. And throughout every one of these steps, from the first research to the final sale, you operate with integrity, with transparency, with the kind of character that Kingdom Business demands. Before I let you go, if today's video gave you value and you want the complete roadmap in your hands right now, I've written a book specifically for UK entrepreneurs called The Land Code. It covers everything we talked about today in full detail, with a 25-point deal scoring system, a complete due diligence checklist, a step-by-step 90-day action plan, and a full kingdom giving architecture. The link is in the description below. It's called The Land Code. It's available and the price will not be this low forever. Go get it. If this video helped you, please do 3 things right now. Hit the like button. It genuinely helps this content reach more people. Subscribe if you haven't already. And drop a comment below. Tell me, what's your biggest question about land banking in the UK? I read every single comment and I will reply. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.